Everybody knows what boxing is, and a lot of people know what Wing Chun is, but what is the difference between the two? Which one should you learn? What is going on, guys? My name is Mark from Superhuman Fitness, and if you guys are new to this channel, my channel goal is to help beginners learn the basics of martial arts, learn how to defend themselves, and get in the best shape while doing so. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. So let's talk about one of the main big differences when it comes to between the two, right? So boxing, I want to say, is more modern, and Wing Chun is more like traditional, if that makes sense. So in Wing Chun, you don't really have gloves. Wing Chun also has a lot of blocking. So if you try to do Wing Chun in boxing, it would be really hard to do any of the blocking movements, or the trapping movements, sorry. I guess it's called trapping in Wing Chun. It'd be really hard to do the trapping movements with the boxing gloves. So that is something key to keep in mind. It's hard to do trapping with boxing gloves. So Wing Chun and boxing are both great martial arts. They're great in terms of self-defense, just in terms of being a martial art in general, right? But we're looking at the differences between the two. So just to help you guys, choose one to learn over the other if you guys are trying to pick one. I personally recommend learning everything. This isn't just me. Oh my God. Yeah, this is new. This isn't just me, obviously, that recommends trying everything. This is like tried and true, right? You try everything, you take the best of whatever martial art you try. You take what works and you keep it, and then you just throw the rest away, and you keep learning new stuff and throw what doesn't work. Some stuff might work for other people and it might not work for you, just because there's different factors, your body type, there's a bunch of different factors, not just your body type, but that's just an example. So take what you learn and throw the rest away. And that, I just try everything, not just Wing Chun, not just boxing. Try kickboxing, try your Muay Thai, try your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, try your Taekwondo, try whatever, try everything and take what you can. But we're talking about those two, so I'm just going to stop rambling and we're going to talk about those two, right? So one of the main differences between boxing and Wing Chun is boxing is more aggressive than Wing Chun, right? Wing Chun is more like fluid, right? You like wait for your opponent and you like react off of your opponent, and you trap and you try to keep distance at the same time. Boxing is more like you're aggressive, so you're trying to go in, you hit them once, you want to keep going, go off those go off your initial strikes, you want to counter, you want to combo, you want to just annihilate your opponent. It's so much more aggressive, in my opinion, than in Wing Chun. So that's one of the key differences, right? So if you want to learn more traditionally, kind of like Taekwondo but only with punches, then that's Wing Chun, right? If it's traditional, right? But if you want something that's more modern, something that like the technique a lot of people know, it's more universal, then I would go for boxing. One huge thing I've noticed with Wing Chun is that it is very linear, right? And what I mean by linear is a lot of the strikes are straight, right? You're not doing like the hooks that you see in boxing. I don't really see hooks in Wing Chun. I don't do Wing Chun, so I don't know if it actually happens. But from what I've seen, and I've watched a fair share, I haven't seen like any round strikes. It seems like a very linear martial art. You go from point A to point B. It's very, very linear. Where in boxing you have, you got your hooks, you got your uppercuts. It's very technique driven. It's meant to catch your opponent off guard and finish aggressive. You either finish that fight by knockout or by a technical knockout or by points or something. So you need to be as aggressive as possible to secure that win. While in Wing Chun, it's more like fluid. There's also like a flow to it in Wing Chun. In Wing Chun, there's I'm not sure exactly what it's called in Wing Chun specifically, but it's kind of like a kata in Taekwondo or in karate, where you like practice this certain movement, and the whole thought process behind them doing this is, so say you practice something over and over, you're not going to know when to use that, but you know the movement, and then at some point it clicks and you suddenly use that in a situation that's not in that like dance movement or that flow, if that makes sense. And you suddenly use it like wax on, wax off. He's waxing, and then suddenly someone throws a punch and he waxes. He's like, oh crap, I did not mean to do that. That's the whole thought process behind that. But you could say the same thing about boxing, right? Because you're drilling the same thing over and over and over. And that's just the thing with martial arts. You can pick whatever you want, right? But you need to drill whatever you pick over and over and over until you become fluid in that, right? You need to become muscle memory. So as soon as somebody, tries to do something, you instantly react. If somebody throws a jab at you, you instantly slip to the outside, you get that body hook, and you step back, you cross to the face, you get that instant knockout, because it's all muscle memory. Something else worth noting is make sure you hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It's not good to like discriminate. Like that was the old days where you could take a look at two martial arts and be like, oh, okay, which one's better? Let's make this guy fight this guy and see how it wins. That was like early UFC days, right? But now it evolved. So all the UFC fighters, just like I talked with a UFC fighter, and he was telling me how that was the old UFC days. Now the now the meta, basically, just like in gaming, there's a meta. The meta in the UFC is to learn everything. Learn what you can from everything. Learn your ground game. Learn your punches. Learn your kicks. Learn your knees. Learn your elbows. Learn everything and keep what works. And when you combine it all and then you use it to your body type, to your style, to your game, then that's when you're gonna be the most efficient. That's when you're gonna be the most deadly, especially in the ring, especially on the mat, wherever it is. You can try new stuff. That's what drilling is for. That's what sparring is for. But when you're competing, when you're in a self-defense scenario, you're not gonna be trying new stuff. You're not gonna try to Superman punch somebody and you don't even know if you can Superman punch in the first place, right? You're not gonna try to do some 540 Bowie kick and knock his head off, right? You're gonna go for tried and true. You're gonna go for that body shot. You're gonna go for that head shot. You're gonna go for the rear naked choke. You're gonna do whatever you need to make sure you get that win. You get out of there if it's self-defense, right? You get safe. That's the whole point of this. This isn't like a game. This isn't like soccer where you're kicking a ball into a goal. If you don't get the goal, like, oh, well, that sucks. In this, if you don't get the knockout, you will get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Try to train everything and keep what works. That being said, again, if you guys enjoy this video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to get a little notification whenever I upload a new video. It's not like it's going to notify you like every day. I don't do that. I post once a week at best. I try my very best at least. Also, leave a comment down below on what martial art you train. And if you don't train right now, leave a comment. Tell me what you're looking into training, what you will start training. And if you don't already train, please start training. That being said, love you guys. Peace out.